What is going on, everybody? You're watching Urban View on YouTube. I'm your host, Josh Bryant, aka Slim. And right now, I'm sitting down with the one, the only tattoo artist, rapper, and reality TV star, Phor Robinson. How you doing tonight, bro?
Slim, what's up, my dude? I'm good, man.
That's definitely good to hear. For those who don't know, Phor is a reality star who stars on VH1's Black Ink Crew Chicago. He's also, again, a rapper, tattoo artist. There's so many ways that we can go into Phor. But before I go into all of that, we got to talk about trending news. Bandman Kevo, or hopefully I'm saying that correctly, you did some of his
Yeah.
tattoos, White Lives Matter, Kanye with the MAGA hat. Did you expect the tattoos to go viral, and just how was your reaction to everything?
I mean, yes and no. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta think like when you're doing things for people, you're not really trying to please everybody else. So when other people feel like, offended or, some type of way about other people's decisions, of course they're gonna make it a, topic of discussion. But you gotta understand some people that do social media things for attention or clout or whatever it is, if you make money online and you know how to draw traffic, you just got to be real strategic. So it wasn't just the White Lives Matter. Like, we actually was tattooing for 48 hours straight, and we did the White Lives Matter, we did the Black Lives Matter, and then we didn't finish it yet, but we're gonna end it with the All Lives Matter. So we just started with the White Lives Matter, because we had already been working on this piece from a few months ago when he got Elon Musk tattooed on him, Jeff Bezos and all that on him. So we finished up and put, Mark Zuckerberg and all these other, um, um, well, who else we put on there? Bill Gates, like just pretty much everybody who pretty much, run the world, like from a rich standpoint, wealthy. And so, people felt the way about it because at the end of the day, you know, all lives do matter. It don't matter the color, the skin, or nothing, But that's how I feel because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't the way I look at life, I don't see color. You know what I mean? I grew up the way I grew up is like I'm seeing people that look like me kill. You know what I'm saying? Kill. You know what I'm saying? People that look like me, we killing the same. Like you know what I mean? So it's like I don't. I understand the standpoint. Like I get it what people saying, but it's like we always say Black Lives Matter, but we are always the ones killing each other. So how much does it really matter? You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at this shit. To be honest, you know what I mean? We hate on each other the most. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. So I go off real and fake, and I go off energy, positive and negative. If like when you go to these concerts to see your favorite artist, who in front? I ain't even gotta say it, do I? All the white folks in front, bro. For best seats in it. You feel me? The best seats. So white folks, white lives matter too, bro. You know what I mean? It's a different standpoint. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how I view things, bro. I don't look at color at all. It's about energy, bro. Like when people where I'm from, you either rapping or you hooping. And when you make it out the hood and you get that check, who's that check coming from?
You got a good point. You got a good
I'm just
point.
saying, bro, realistically, like who's the check coming from, bro? When you get a good job and someone's paying you, you get a great job and your family's happy for you, and you go off to college and you become this and that, you're working for somebody, bro. 9 times out of 10, the people you're working for don't look like us, bro. And it's not a disrespect thing. It's just that's why now when you see people own black businesses, it's like we support it, but it's still a growing process, bro. Like we don't run the world. It's just the world we grew up in, bro. It just is what it is. So we make the best. That's why it's like entrepreneurs out here, people trying to do their thing because we have grew up the hard way. But that does not take away from people that have to get up and do their normal 9 to 5 jobs, or people that got to get up and play sports and um, you know, get these big record deals and got to be the entertainers. It's still somebody they got to report to, but they still looking to get. I work for a white company, bro. You know what I'm saying? I work for Viacom, VH1, bro. It ain't nobody. You think somebody look like me that own that shit? No, I'm just keeping it a buck.
Well, that was definitely a good answer for sure. You definitely said a lot there. And you already touched on it, Viacom, VH1. So before we get there, I want to touch on your journey before getting on reality TV and before everyone really discovering you. So you already talked about it a little bit. During your youth, how did you, come up with hip hop? How did you try to find it? And how has your relationship with hip hop grown over the years?
Honestly, bro, the music part was just something I always like, wanted to vibe with. I always was like, in the era, we got the Jay-Z, the Nas, the DMXs and all that when it was like real, poetic about lyrics, getting things, off your chest and your story. So I was inspired by that. So when I started doing it, it came like it was like my diary. Like you ever been in a situation where you're talking to people, and you feel like people really didn't understand you or hear you? So when I went to my notepad or in the studio recording, that was my way of feeling like I was getting getting things off my chest. You know what I mean? So it became a passion because I started feeling better once I released certain energy out. And then when I actually started putting the music out, it became a career, and I started making money and started finding other people that felt the same way. You know what I mean? That's how you build an audience, things like that. But just seeing the elements in the where music has come over the last 10 to 20 years has definitely been different. You just got to learn how to stay consistent. You got to know how to just got to know how to move. You got to keep up.
And when you talk about keeping up, for you, I want to ask you with your music, how do you see yourself right now in the game? Where do you rank yourself? And also, do you feel like you have to prove yourself a little bit more because you're coming from reality TV and everything that comes with that?
That's a great question. Thank you. Um, yes and no, because I've always had a fan base before I was doing, TV. I've always been on tour. I've been on the radio multiple times, has hit songs on the radio, then I had another song on the radio during the process of me filming. So it was like I've always been putting the groundwork in, bro. It's just like sometimes you can't worry about who sleep on you and who catch up. They gotta catch up, you know what I mean? So if and they also understand is that the era I grew up in with tattooing, like if I start tattooing today, it would not be the same impact I made 10 years ago. You know what I mean? There wasn't that many, great black artists, bro, that people can actually like get inspired by. You know what I mean? At one point we was considered scratchers, bro. Like we didn't get respect. You know what I mean? We didn't do tattoo conventions. We was going to these Caucasian artists or Latino artists to get good work. You know what I mean? And now we're we're dominating the game. We coming, you know what I'm saying? And we doing our thing. So we have to pave the way. So I was just one of the people back then that just, stood out because it wasn't a lot of me going on. So we was doing the, especially in Chicago, we was doing it so good to the point where people's flying in, and we grew up in a city where people don't want, they don't, we're not used to unity like that. It's always, us going against one another. So we did something different for the city. They wanted us to rival. We said, no, we're gonna come together, shut the whole city up. You bring everybody who was a part of what I was a part of. We already had the city on lock. We came together for the better and the bigger picture. And that's how the TV show and all that shit came about. We wasn't looking to get on TV. I didn't give a fuck about TV. You feel me? I care about my money and my respect. And so when it all was a group decision, that's how we moved forward and say, you know what, let's do something different for Chicago. Let's show people a different side of Chicago outside of what they already see and they already put out in the media. That was why we took the initiative to give the people a show to show a different side. You know what I mean? A doper side of Chicago. The people that was I had people that was scared to come to Chicago because they felt like they don't have their protection or they don't know who to call or they thought everybody was like a certain way in Chicago until they got introduced to something different. You know what I mean? And made people like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go there and go get a tattoo by Phor, get a tattoo by X, Y, and Z. So it felt like they had something to connect to get them, to come visit.
That's definitely dope as well. And you're talking about the impact that Chicago's having. I want to hear from you. What's the impact been from Chicago on your music? We all know one of your most popular songs to date, Chi Town. It
Yeah.
became the theme song of Black Ink Crew Chicago. It represents Chicago. So I just want to know from you, what has the impact of the city brought to your music career from the beginning up until now? How has it been?
I'm gonna be all the way honest with you, bro. The city always supported. Like, I mean, of course, you got to go through the you got to put the groundwork in for sure. But like, I've always had radio support me. I've always had concerts. I'm talking about sold out shit. You feel me? Um, had to work my way. You know what I mean? It wasn't no favors. We just always, I believe in self. So, it was just consistency is key, and just it's about also having relationships and the energy you put out. The type of music I make a lot of motivational, inspiration. Get up and get to it type of music. I don't got ops and all that. I ain't putting guns in my videos. And, I can walk outside and you know what I mean. I ain't gotta watch my back as much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm not. I know. I grew up in that. I grew up around it, but I chose not to. You know what I mean? Not to entertain that. I saw a better vision. You know what I'm saying? That's not the artist I wanted to be. You feel me?
I got you on that for sure. And also, while you're talking about motivation and everything like that, one of your more other well-known songs as well, "Help." It came out in 2018. It talked about mental health awareness. I just want to know from you, like, how did you feel sharing something so personal to the world, especially because it was also playing out on TV as well? And also, what was the impact of putting that song out? And do you still feel that today?
Actually, that was one of my hardest songs I wanted to release because it was more like I said, by music being like a diary to me. You know what I mean? Something that was very like personal. That was the hardest song I wanted to put out to release. But I knew, you know, the impact it would have on, people that, may have gone through their own, trials, and tribulations with, just mental health alone, so I just like, I just went for it, and the impact I got was, it was pretty big. You know what I mean? A lot of people reached out and let me know how much they liked the record. And, just literally the other day somebody told me, I was in a restaurant, somebody like, man, I was just listening to your song Help. I'm like, man, thanks. So I guess like making music that help people is, sending that message. I'm just glad to get through. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And even for me, because I'm a fan and I watch Black Ink Crew Chicago, when you
Yeah, I
were going
appreciate
through
you.
that, thank you. When you were going through that, and then when you put out the song, it just perfectly represented it. And even when I'm going through my own thing, I still put on that song and it really helps
Thank
me
you.
out as well. So I know
Thank you,
so
my
many
brother.
other people are going through the same thing whenever they turn that song on. And we
Yeah.
all really appreciate you for that. However, from Help, we got to talk about your new album,
Yes.
Phorplay.
Mhm.
Let me just say this album is definitely for the bedroom. All the stuff that you were doing to promote the album, I saw you
Yeah.
with the little rope
Yeah. With the,
around your
yeah.
neck, and then you were
Yeah.
pulling it. Man, you really went all out for this album. So I
Yeah,
want to
man.
hear from you, like, what was the inspiration behind it, and why was now the right time to release it?
You know what it was, bro? It was just like this. You gotta understand, like life. For one, I'm grown. I'm at a place now, like I'm grown, bro. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I'm an adult. You know what I mean? Like I'm on some, you know what I mean? I had to also pay attention to my fan base. My audience is predominantly women, like to my followers. You know what I mean? And then like even going back to the song Shot Town, I said she wanna fuck with a nigga from Shot Town. I'm talking about a chick the whole time. You know what I mean? Even though it was a unisex record with people with the guys related too, but I'm talking about a chick to fuck with a nigga like me. You feel me? So when I wanted to put the Phorplay project out, it was something I've been wanting to do, just to cater to the audience. But it was just I don't know, I just felt like it was time to put it out because I feel like a lot everything else had already been put out. Like as far as like, it's different sides of everybody, like, and it was I wanted to give people a different side of me, some grown man music, you know what I'm saying? Something that the ladies can feel sexy because now I feel like the women nowadays, bro, they so tough. They super hood now. I want women to, hey man, you could, hey, let your head down, baby. You know what I'm saying? You put that sexy shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax. You know what I'm saying? Let me take care of that. Like, you just do your part. You look good. You know what I'm saying? Next to me. You ain't gotta be, I don't need you, you know what I'm saying, to have your gun on you and like to be looking like one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, put that sexy shit on, relax. The women be so tough now, like y'all forgot to be gentle, and soft. So I wanted to put that type of music out to make them feel good about themselves. You know what I'm
Yeah, I definitely I get you on that, but
saying?
for some of the songs on there, it's not about being soft. It's doing a lot of hardcore stuff for it. A lot of
No,
hardcore
for
stuff.
sure. Because look, we almost that's what making grown man music, man. You know what I mean? We in the gym trying to get bedroom bodies, you know what I mean? We want our chick to look sexy, you know. Even you, when you go, look, bro, yeah, I think when you get out this, and you get up with your girl, you know, or somebody you feeling, you know what I mean? You still got a certain type of requirement. Like you still want it to, you know, meet your standard of what you think of your woman should look like and feel, and who you want to lay next and wake up to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting energy out there because it got to be said. You know, if how would they know if you won't tell them? You know what I mean?
I
And
like that. I like that.
I just always been I don't know, my life has been crazy. Like I just been with a lot of women. So like it just like people always ask like who's I talking about? I'm just talking about just experience, you know what I mean? In general type of women I've dealt with, you know what I mean? And I'm just very confident in that chapter, bro, in that, you know what I'm saying, in that lane. So, you know what I mean? I just want to put that energy out, bro.
And you definitely did with this project. For me, my favorite singles were Best Friend, Phorplay, and Nothing I Won't Do. On that one, you definitely snapped. And it's
Thank you, bro.
you got to add a couple of the songs to your bedroom playlist for sure.
uh,
But another question that I want to ask you is this. You know, again, I already mentioned it earlier multiple times. You're on Black Ink Crew Chicago. This is a two-part question. The first one is, how has your life changed since being on the show? Has anything drastically been different for you, or is it just, you know, just a little bit more love if you go certain places? Like, how has it been different for you being on the show? And then also, the second question that I have is, the rumors are that the show is officially over. Your friend Ryan, he said it on IG and Twitter that the show was, he was kind of alluding to it. Can you give the fans out there any news about what's going to happen next with the show?
okay, so I'm gonna answer the first question first. Um, the show has definitely changed my life. I mean, you know, I still like to do a lot of normal things, but then I realize I can't do normal things because people, when they see me do normal things, they react differently. Like what are you doing here? Or can I take a picture? Or, you know, I'm getting recorded. You know what I mean? Just like doing normal things, like, you know, taking the trash out. Why are you recording me? You know what I mean? I'm going to get food. Why are you recording me? I just ordered the same thing you ordered, you know? It's just like that. It's about, I guess the privacy part is you know, can be a bit of a bit much because, you know, you also I put other people in danger without even knowing it. Like my friends I grew up with, you know, the girl I may be dating, or, you know, my son, you know what I mean? Like I could be just doing, you know, daddy duties, and someone's out here recording me and my son, you know, just because they want to, you know, show someone else, you know, and or post it, you know what I mean? And you put people in harm's way that you could just deal with naturally without all that. You know, people that don't view me in that way, they deal with me daily in a different light. You know what I mean? So, and as far as the, you know, the chicks, I mean, you know, it's just hard to know sometimes if the love is real. You know what I mean? If it's genuine. You know, but luckily, you know, me getting women has never really been an issue. You know what I mean? I started having sex at 14, so, you know, like I said, it's just more so the love, though. You know what I mean? If it's genuine, if it's real, like what's your intention? What you trying to do? What you want? You want some clout? You know, you trying because like I don't be knowing. Sometimes some girls like you trying to be on TV. You know what I mean? I don't be knowing what they really be on. You know what I'm saying? So it just be that part that you be having to kind of, you know, look out for. But, you know, real recognize real. You know what I mean? So that's with that. But far as the show goes, honest truth, bro. We just got to wait and see.
Seriously, really, bro. But
I
I
mean,
understand. It's Viacom,
just giving you
VH1.
that's the most honest answer I can give you right now, bro.
I got you. I got you. Because like I said, Viacom, VH1. It's a lot going on.
Understand?
So
I'm gonna just say this: cast members don't make the last call. You know what I'm saying? Cast members. You know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with production and you're dealing with, you know, networks and things like that, you know, we just a talent, bro. You know what I mean? So we're waiting on them.
okay, because Again, Ryan, he gave all the fans a good scare because we
I
already
mean,
know
hey,
on the it's one of the most popular shows on VH1. It
yeah,
gets a lot of love every single season. No matter what's going on, you guys still pulling ratings. So
yeah.
to see it go, but I like I
I
said, I
mean,
understand.
yeah, but see, also look at it like this: like, there's been a lot of cast members that you haven't seen around that left the show. The show still remains. You know what I mean? With or without you. That's just how it moves sometimes. You know what I mean? Who know what he meant by it. But like I said, we just have to see. You know what I mean? Like, this shit bigger than me. It's teamwork. You know what I mean?
Definitely, it is definitely teamwork.
Because
But
not to cut you off, because last to my knowledge, we was done when the pandemic hit. You feel me? We was in the middle of filming. They talk about it's going to be this and that on lockdown. Man, production grabbed everything, all the equipment, cast members. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Went their separate ways, bro. We always put up. So I when I moved to Dallas, bro, I wasn't thinking about coming back to film and getting no phone call because we was in a pandemic. It was over with. So it was already in my mind over with. You feel me? So when it came back unexpectedly, you know what I mean? I had to really decide if I wanted to come back because I've already started a new life without it. And then I was having a child, so it made sense to put it out to the world. It was already in the blogs that I had a kid on the way. And our audience haven't seen us in 2 years, so we have to update them and things like that.
well, you already brought it up, but speaking on your new life, you kind of shared it on to the public. You had a son, his name is Forever. How has fatherhood changed you? And also, how has it affected the way you approach your music and even tattooing as well? Like, how has that changed you?
Um, as far as my talents, bro, it just makes me go harder. I feel like I'm in my 20s again. You know what I mean? I'm in that early. I'm fresh. Like, the grind is fresh. It's like I hit the reset button. You know what I mean? I feel young again. More motivated. Um, as a father, it made me look at a lot of things different. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Financially, you know what I mean? My decisions. um, and just more so protecting my energy, like making sure, like, anytime I'm with a client or at a show or whatever it is, whoever I meet on a regular, take pictures, shake hands, but I always got to, like, reset myself and, because I don't know what other energy that the next person may have on them. You know what I mean? So when I come around my son, I don't want my son to have any bad spirits, you know, around him, anything like that. So, you know, I actually went and got baptized not too long ago just to make sure I had just to cleanse my soul and my energy. You know what I mean? Because I know spirits can play with, like, a child's imagination when they don't know what's real and what's fake. So, if it was any bad spirits on, I need to get it up off me just so my son, he around nothing but angels. You feel me?
I definitely feel you.
Things like that. Hmm.
Yeah, but I first of all, congratulations on that because it's a really big step to get baptized. No matter your religion, it's whenever you take that step to get closer to God and clean your spirits and energies for
Yeah.
not yourself but even those around you. That's a big step. But also moving forward, I want to ask you this: you did make the move to Dallas. I got to ask you this real quick: Dallas or Chicago? I just got to ask you, Dallas or Chicago, man.
Well, I'm in Dallas now, so I'm gonna say Dallas because that's where I'm at. But you know what I mean. Chicago's always with me. You know what I mean. That's now I always go back home. I always tap in with the city. You know what I mean. And there's a lot of Chicago actually in Dallas right now. If we keeping it a buck, you know what I mean. So that's just where it's at. I'm not gonna pull neither one of them down. It's just hey, this place made me feel home away from home a long time ago. You know what I mean. So I appreciate the love here, the energy. The weather's better. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's a vibe. You know what I mean? They got to work on their weed a little bit, but other than that, that ain't it. That ain't nothing. We ain't tripping. The energy's good. It's love here. You know what I mean? It's love. It ain't, you know what I mean? It's love, bro.
That's dope
I'm
that
big
you're
on
feeling
love.
loved by the city. That's definitely really dope. And I just got to ask you this as we're getting towards the end of the interview. So, how do you feel like you've progressed since people have first seen you, whether it was from listening to your first song or seeing you for the first time on TV? How do you feel like you've progressed, and what does the future hold for you moving forward?
Man, it's crazy. Man, the progress I made as a being, and I feel like from day one, from the world watching to now, um, I found out for me the biggest blessing that I ever received, bro, was knowing myself. You know what I mean? And I feel like now, bro, I'm so in tune. You know what I mean? I know what's going on. I know, you know what I mean? Like, so when I sit back and I look at old episodes, I'm like, dang, I wish I knew what I knew now. You know what I mean? Or just seeing the younger me just growing into who I am today. So, I feel like a man now. You know what I mean? Back then, it just looked like watching it season one to where we are now. Just felt like we was in high school and we graduated. You know what I mean? You see the growth. So, like I said, I'm just a lot wiser now. You know what I mean? Very confident in what I'm saying because I know what I'm talking about. I'm in tune. I've been through so much. You know what I mean? I had to enjoy the bad too. You know what I mean? The downtime, like I don't even get mad when things are bad. I know it's for a reason. You know what I mean? Something great's gonna come. I need this to happen so this can happen. You know what I mean? Certain things I just learned to appreciate without getting, frustrated. Don't panic all the time. Figure it out. It's temporary. Tomorrow might is tomorrow gonna be a better day, or it may be a worse day, but it's gonna be better days on the way. You know what I mean? You just gotta keep faith and just know that when you in tune and you know that, and you see how far you got, and you know this ain't the end of the road. Sometimes you just gotta reset. You have to say you gotta cleanse your energy, bro. You gotta remove yourself. I get up in the gym every morning, motivate myself, go to the, sit in the sauna, sweat out toxics. You know what I'm saying? Things like that to recharge myself to keep going because I know it's not the end of the road. I know I got bigger and better things coming. I just got to make sure I'm prepared for when they come. That's why
That
I'm in there.
That's definitely dope. And I really appreciate that. Hopefully, for everyone who's watching, you can take something from that. Start to really know yourself more. Start to look back at the things that you did, get wiser so that you can pass on that information and also
Yes.
improve your life as well. And that's the one thing that you can learn from For's story. Now, before we do get out of here, I do got to ask you, you already did release Phorplay. Are we getting any other visuals? Are we getting any other new music soon to go
So
alongside it?
yeah, it's actually some video from the foreplay project that will be released. The biggest issue I was having because of the type of album it is, the vision I had for a lot of the videos. The difficult part about it was finding the right director to produce the way I see it. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of the music videos haven't been released yet because I haven't been, fully pleased with what I've been dealing with. The people I've been, trying to create this vision with. So, you know, that's the only hold up. But they definitely on the way. It just got to be to my liking. I got to see it. It got to be my vision.
What if you direct though? Because what if you're not meant to get a director? You do it yourself for behind the. You can you can do
Yeah,
it.
hey, it just might be that. You feel me? It just might be that for real, for real. That's something I might look into. I never thought about that, but because I'm always used to being in the video. You know what I mean? But we can figure it out. That's something different. You just gave me an idea.
I'm just saying because no one can see your vision like you. And if you got something crazy for Phorplay, you got to do it yourself because the fans will definitely love it. But
That's
I
dope,
know you are a busy man. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really
man. I
appreciate
appreciate you.
it. Thank you so much, bro. And also, you're free to stop by anytime that you want, new music, new anything. You can always stop on Urban View with me. The door is wide
Man,
open. Thank you so much, bro. Really appreciate it.
love, man. Hey, when you get a chance, I don't know if you do, if you follow me on the gram or not, just shoot me a DM so I add you on there and we can stay in tune.
Got you. Will do. I'll do it right after this. I'll
For
make sure
sure,
to do
man.
that.
I
And to
appreciate you.
everybody, oh, appreciate you too. For everybody watching, thank you so much for tuning into Urban View on YouTube. Make sure to follow me, official Josh Bryant on IG, and also listen to Urban View on Urban 95 weekdays, Monday to Friday, 1 to 4 p.m. on Audialist.com. Make sure to plug all your socials and also plug what you're doing with tattooing in Dallas as well, because I've been seeing a lot of that on IG.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. To those that's tapped into this interview, follow me on social media. Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram is all the same. It's Foreverim, Phorreverim. I'm out here in Dallas, Texas. You want a tattoo? Get at me. Follow my tattoo page, Forever Ink, and book your appointment.
And that is all she wrote. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace.
Yeah, she gon' go do whatever that Phor say. Phorplay, 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 Phorplay. If I fuck with a chick, then she gotta go both ways. Phorplay, 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 Phorplay. When it comes to the crib, get it poppin' like rose. Yeah. Phorplay, 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 Phorplay.